Hello everyone, and welcome to the next edition of the Holland Land Office Museum's Artifact video series. My name is Ryan Duffy and I'm the director of the museum. And this week we're going to take a look back at one of the prominent businesses that used to reside on the main street in Batavia in the first half of the 20th century, and one that filled a cultural need but also was emblematic of the time that it flourished. So this week we're going to talk about Schafer's Music Store, which resided on Main Street in downtown Batavia from the late 19-teens before finally closing in 1939. So I'm going to go through the brief history of Schafer's Music Store and show you some pictures of their operation. Now, Schafer's Music Store, or Schafer's Music House, was actually started by George Schafer, but this was not his first business venture, as he started off actually in 1915 as a partner of Raymond Walker in the Walker Schafer Ford Agency, which was located at Ellicott Square. So he actually got started selling cars. However, in October of 1917, he left Walker and then bought a music store which had been owned by Charles E. Buck, which was located at 35 West Main Street. In August 1919, he moved the store to the Jubilee Building at 20 Main Street, and in 1932 he moved across the street to 1959, and even in between there he was located at 52 Main Street. And just before his retirement, he moved it one more time to 202 East Main Street before George Schafer retired at the age of 84. He then sold the business to George Cox of Geneseo, who moved it to 9 Jackson Street before he had to close it due to bankruptcy in April 1939. Now, the Schafer Music Store gets its beginning right at the tail end of the 19-teens and starts to take off in the 1920s when people had a lot more disposable income, and they provided all sorts of musical entertainment, from music classes, pianos, all sorts of musical instruments, but also, and maybe more importantly, providing gramophones and other music playing equipment, record players and things like that, and radios to help people listen to music, not only play music. And this became huge in the 1920s as people with the disposable income were able to buy things like phonographs and gramophones in order to play music in the home. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Artifact video series and learned a little bit more about Schafer's Music Store, which resided here in Batavia. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, as it does help us out a little bit and does allow you to be notified firsthand when we do release new videos. And be sure to check out the rest of the videos in this playlist and on our YouTube channel, as we're well over 150 videos and counting to choose from, not just the Artifact video series, but also guest speaker series, concerts. So there's plenty of material to look around for anyone who's interested in the local history of Genesee County. But the best way to learn more about what we've got here at the museum is to stop by and see for yourself, as we'll be happy to share even more information with you, and you can see most of these artifacts up close and personal, besides just seeing them in these videos. And if you really are passionate about local history, the best way to support the museum as we continue to make this programming is to become a member, which can be as low as $25 for the year starting at. It's one of the easiest ways to support us, and probably the best way to support us as we continue to grow not only the channel, but the importance of the museum.